Hey guys, it's Meredith Leon McCormick for World Bride Magazine. Thank you so much for all your support, guys, for our WBM Summer Series. The numbers have been going up, and thank you so much for following us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So please keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. So on this week's series of event planners and photographers and, experts to follow, we selected one of my favorite photographers, Hannah Powderly, who is an amazing photographer, an artist, a painter, who has been working with me for some time now. I had the honor and the pleasure of meeting her through Ron Ben Israel. So I want to introduce to you Hannah. Woo woo! Hey Hannah, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I love your colors. You look amazing. And your hair is amazing. Flip it, flip it, flip it. How are you handling this whole pandemic thing and work? How's that going?
It's been a lot, but it's been, kind of a blessing in disguise.
Mm-hmm.
I look at it. Everybody had to sort of take a step back and recharge themselves and rethink how they're doing business. And that was a big part of what I needed to do as a photographer and an artist, just to sit there and say, what do I want my company to be? What kind of moves can I make to improve it? And it was really, as I said, a blessing in disguise, this extra time that we got.
So please, can you please tell everybody the name of your company, which I love so much. Please tell everybody the name of your company and why did you name it that?
Don't Quit Your Day Job Productions. And I started it way back in 2001 when I had a very tough day job. I was the registry manager for Bloomingdale's. And, it was just, I had to think, what do I want as my dream? I started doing some independent films. I was doing photography. I was doing creative events. I was writing, all these things. And so I realized that, it would never be a real thing, my company, and I could be standing on my own 2 feet until I was able to quit my day job. Because this is not a job. What I do now is not a job. It's something I love. And there's that old saying, if you find something you love, you'll never work again in a day of your life. And that's really what I feel like I'm doing.
I love it. So now I want people to understand you are not just a photographer, you're not just a painter, but you're a storyteller that paints beautiful pictures either through painting or physical pictures. You capture them. What inspired you to get into that field?
I started, really my first professional photography gigs were shooting live music, which is with live music, it's so fast paced and there's so many things going on. And for me, I had to find the moments in between the moments. And that told the story. I really want people to be able to look at the photography and say, wow, I understand what that concert was like, or that event was like, or that wedding was like. And it's a way to tell that story from start to finish. And again, looking for those moments in between the moments. So of course we'll capture the big moments, the kiss and the cake and the dance. But, there might be, a tear coming from a grandmother's eye, in the background, or a friend, kind of giving a little side eye to one of the bridesmaids. Those things really give character to an event. And that's what I look for when I shoot. I'm the little fly on the wall. And that's the story I like to tell.
And the thing I enjoy totally working with you is in the aspect of event planning. I had the honor of working with you when we did an event with the Wedding District, and it was a conference, a cocktail party. I completely forgot you were in the room. You have this way about you that you're in the room because you check in for work, but you have taken over the room and you've captured moments that I didn't even know existed. Now, that is an art in itself. But now with COVID and people are doing smaller events, how do you think things are going to change, and how have you pivoted to ensure that your clients get these moments no matter how little small of an amount people are in the room? How have you pivoted?
Well, one of the great things about being a photographer is I am naturally sort of socially distant. As I said, a fly on the wall, and you're right. I do try to just sort of weave my way in and out because I don't want people to pose for the camera. I don't want people to know I'm there because then I miss those moments that I'm really looking for. And I want people to be natural and comfortable. And so part of that is, we've layered into a service that we wouldn't have normally done or even thought to do, which is to live stream weddings and events. Because so many people, maybe they were planning on having a 200, 250 person wedding, but now it's down to 20 because of restrictions and because people just can't come and they don't want to come and they're afraid to come. And so to be able to live stream via Zoom or one of those kinds of platforms that people can then tune in and still be a part of it. And it's something that we wouldn't originally have layered into our services, but now it makes a lot of sense. And it's just another service we can get. So that's one pivot. And then again, you wear the masks all the time and the social distance. And, I'm not there as a guest, I'm there working. And so wearing a mask, not a big deal. I prefer to go anonymous anyways. I hate having my picture taken, so it's a great concealment. But it's about, I'm trying to put myself in the place of the couple and still trying to make it a special thing. I worked in the wedding industry for almost 20 years, so I have lots of experience with the couples, and it's important. It's a once in a lifetime, hopefully, experience, and my job is just to make it easier, not to complicate, not to be another headache for anybody.
Now, you talked about being able to live stream this experience now. That, of course, is an additional cost to you photographing the event. Is that correct?
Right. It is. It's a layered service, just like beauty retouching would be.
Right.
Not everybody needs to have, the mole removed on the side of their face. Some people care about that. So this is, it's a layered on service.
Okay. So now with that happening and weddings getting smaller, of in-house, I should say, in-house people being in the same space, so you are now able to offer the live streaming to the couple. So wherever they choose to get married, you can stream it for their guests to actually see their wedding. Is that correct?
Right, exactly.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. What a great service to be able to add on to for it. That's one amazing way of pivoting during these times of crisis. And I actually think it's going to last longer than a couple of months. I think it's going to be at least a year or two before people, are going to feel comfortable gathering on such bigger groups. So, brides shouldn't feel like they need to not have their wedding, but work with responsible vendors like yourself that literally have taken all the steps, the measures of sanitizing, because we just worked with you and you shot a couple's engagement and invitation photos, and you were so cautious from the moment you met them, the social distancing, the professional greeting, the mask, you had extra water, hand sanitizer, everything was sprayed and bottled, and until the couple was literally ready to take the photo, they wore the mask up until those exact seconds, and that's one thing that I have to appreciate, about you. So what are some other tips that you think that our brides and couples that are looking for a photographer and in hiring you, what tips would you recommend and why should they hire you?
Well, and just to touch on briefly with that Zoom, or live streaming, I just want to say to a lot of couples, they might be tempted to say, you know what, I'll just have my friend just do like an Instagram live or things like that. One of the sort of catchphrases of my company when I'm talking about photography is not everything can be captured with a cell phone. And for me, with the live stream, we're using professional equipment. We're trained on it. We're going to make sure we have the right angles, the right lighting. We're going to have extra sound so you can hear what's going on properly. So I would say it is a service that I hope people will opt for because it will be so much better. It's not videography. It's a different thing, but your friend holding a cell phone, one of the bridesmaids sitting there trying to capture it for all the audience at home, it's not going to be at the level that I think it should be for a wedding or an event. And then, for me, I'm sorry, go ahead, Meredith.
No, I think that's a perfect idea that you did say that because in such critical times in dealing with the professional First of all, people are not going to be there. So do I really want my girlfriend who's supposed to be walking down the aisle also trying to Zoom live it for my other 200 friends I couldn't make it? It seems too much. It takes away from the moment. I'm already distracted because I'm dealing with that. But now to have that, so I think it's a absolute must for people to hire a professional in a time of crisis, not to cheapen the experience. That's all I wanted to say. Go ahead, finish.
No, and then I was going to say the other thing is, I love shooting in natural light. I think a lot of people sometimes with professional photography, they associate it with, indoor settings and lighting and so on and so forth. But I love using natural light. I think it shows off certain aspects of people that are just so beautiful. And so there's so many beautiful outdoor places to shoot as well. And so that is really, I think, one of my strengths. We just, on a recent photo shoot, we went to one location and we had 5 different settings within that one very close location because we don't really want to be out of the house all that much. I know, me neither, but we have to. And it's besides the quick trips to the grocery store. So this is a way that, I'm very familiar with some really prime places that are not very populated, that people will feel safe, shooting in. And, with outdoor weddings and rooftop weddings, those are all going to be the rage now. Trust me, everyone wants to be outside as long as possible. It's, I really feel like my service that I offer, that sort of editorial style of shooting is really lends itself to these times.
Okay. Thank you so much for all of that information. But now, how can our readers find you via website, social media? Can you please give us all that information? Because I want them to be able to ask you questions, especially about pricing and booking for the rest of 2020 and 2021. How can we find you?
I would love that. And I'm super affordable. So, and I really tailor the packages to the couples and to the events. Not everybody needs all the bells and whistles. So they can go to don'tquityourdayjobproductions.com. There's a contact feature right on there, and they can email me at Hannah at Don't Quit Your Day Job Productions, and they can go to my Instagram, Hannah DQYDJP. And all the info is there, and as well as my art is there. They can peruse that as well. It makes a lovely, groom's gift, bride's gift, family gift as well. So
I love that. I love your artwork. I have to say, I love your artwork. And speaking of that, I think that is a lovely way. Maybe you might want to think about doing thank you cards using your artwork because I think they're super cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a pop art, sensation now.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Hannah. I really appreciate it. And we will share all the information with our readers. Have a good one. Take care.
Thank you, Meredith. Thank you. Love you.
Love you more. Guys, I want to thank you so much for taking this time to learn more about the art of photography with Hannah. She's an amazing photographer. I've worked with her on several projects and I have felt completely comfortable. And like she mentioned, she is super affordable, not just because of COVID, but she has always been affordable and attentive. As a bride herself that just recently got married, I think less than 2 years, she literally has catered everything to the needs and the desires of the couple. And she shoots editorial style from working with high-end fashion and everywhere else. So guys, until the next time, continue to follow us on social media. And here it is. You know where it is: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Guys, thank you very much. Ciao, Bella.